So no different from when you see one or two energy harvesting altogether comes from a wounded masculine or wounded feminine in the family, which branches out to their children, their children's children, without any type of external inspiration or without some type of external or even internal willingness to change. So this is why without any changes, spiritual changes, healing, or anything, they start to harvest other people's energy through marriage, through dating, through babies, friendships, however, to maintain the energy in their family. And energetically, what they're doing is taking time, money, or energy or resources from other people to bring back to the nest, I would say. So this is why I refer to them as spiritual roaches. People who are seeking heat, they're seeking moisture, they're seeking resources from other people instead of using their own resources or connecting to their own source, God, the universe. However, in order to preserve their family, their legacy, this longevity, of their family. However, so that goes back to wounded feminine in a mother or the wounded masculine in the father. If they're lazy or they procrastinate or there's addiction or health issues or anything that's going to delay, all right, or cause setbacks to their deliverance or them being their best self or finding their gift, their purpose, and elevating for themselves or their family, they're just going to maintain, all right, what they already have, which isn't much, but everything is going to be borrowed or stolen or harvested from someone else, which is why a lot of times you'll find out through dating someone, getting to know them, being around their family, what you're really getting into once you realize how their family operates and how they receive any type of resource or any type of anything is always going to be external and through other people, because the queen bee, I would say, or the mother, the father, however, did not teach their children how to generate their own energy, their own resource, their own faith, even. And you can easily fall into that type of dynamic if you're not using your discernment, or if you still limited to your flesh. All right. And if you're not connected, you can easily get pulled in. There is a system when it comes to how we utilize our gifts and our abilities. All right. And everybody has them. Everybody has access. Not everyone has the will to achieve that access. And so in order to maintain, to live, survive, survival mode that we all speak of, a lot of people have trained their children, their family, their energy, their spirit to take from other people in order to maintain. Hence, again, spiritual roaches. So I'm going to get more into that about how we energetically, spiritually, material-wise, dealing with finances, all of that, how we run into these leeches and people who pull on you and their family has trained them to pull on you. Okay, and that's why it's important to understand people's family. Yes, people have different circumstances. Yes, circumstances can be temporary. But when you understand people's generations and why they may be a certain way, and then you look at their mom, their grandma, so forth, you get to know somebody's story. You understand the roots of a situation, and that's when you understand the fruit of a situation or the lack thereof.